And my name is Laura Greene. I am the president of sales and training with Livelite, and I'm really excited about all that we have going on in Livelite right now. The purpose of the trainings for Monday are to refresh, rejuvenate, and reset our goals for the week. And today I thought it would be really helpful that we talk about planting seeds that we harvest. It is fall here and around the world, and I know that this is a business of harvesting seeds. So you need to plant those seeds. One of the things I want to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and mute people so that we don't have background. So one of the things I want to talk about with planting seeds for a good harvest is, I want you to think about building your business like planting a garden. When you plant a garden, it does take nurturing, it takes watering, it takes weeding, it takes cultivating. And when you plant seeds, do you just give up on your garden when the next week it doesn't pop out of the ground? No, we don't. And it's the same with this business. And one of the things that I find that happens with people in this business is we are very anxious and we want immediate results. And so we give up on ourselves way too soon. So the thing I want to talk about in today's training is the 5 weeks to building leader. And you do it by planting seeds consistently every week. And when you're working this business consistently, you will start to see the seeds manifest into new customers or distributors. When you plant seeds today and you think immediately you're going to see them pop up tomorrow, that is kind of a false perception of reality. So here's the 5 seeds that I want you to write down for your business. I want everyone to take these notes. I encourage you to write them down. And I want you to write down the 5 seeds for cultivating business. Okay? So the first seed is to plant it. Okay? So you got to dig a hole. You got to, when I say dig a hole, you got to dig in deep. Okay? So all of these are analogies. Okay? So you're going to dig in deep. You're going to put the seed in, and then you're going to follow up. Now the follow up in the garden is where you're watering it. It's where you're weeding it. It's where you're making sure it's getting sunshine and light. And it's the same with your business. You're planting the seed, you're following up by making return calls, you're checking in, you're keeping people in the loop. A lot of times people have this fallacy that you feel like you're pestering or you're being desperate with people. And it can be that unless your heart's in the right place. When your follow-up is that your heart is you truly care about this person, and you know that they are saying no sometimes to things before they even know what they're saying yes or no to. So it's really important on your follow through that you're doing it from a nurturing standpoint, that you're calling, hey, I'm Laura with Livelite, and I know I talked with you a couple weeks ago about our products. I just wanted to make sure that you've had a chance to log onto our website, or for those that you're wanting to have customers. Right now we have a very special deal going on. I don't know, I told you about it 2 weeks ago. However, right now you can purchase, 2 of our 2-ounce XFT and you can get 1 for free. So you can get 2 that will get you through, and then you have 1 to put in someone's Christmas stocking or something. You can get 8 foil packs and get 2 for free. So following up is when you're doing it from a point of care and nurturing. Does that make sense? It's not pestering. And I don't want you to come in your mindset with, oh, they don't want to hear from me again. Those are false thoughts we put in our head. Okay, we talk ourselves out of things all the time. We think, no, I'm not going to call them. They don't want to hear from me. That's false. They want to hear from you when they know that you're reaching out of concern. Okay. Now, the next seed that I want to talk about is the seed of weeding. Okay. Sometimes we plant seeds that we do need to weed, that we got to pull out and get them out. You know, I love Z, who's a leader in our industry, who talks about he weeds them up or weeds them out. He has a spreadsheet and he uses 3 colors, and he just wants to get them off the spreadsheet either way. It's they're going up to green or they're going out to red, mean they're out. So all his seeds are yellow, and when he's following through, he's weeding them up or weeding them out. Okay, so that's the third. You want to weed it. Okay. Now, the next seed, which I think is the most important, in my opinion, is the one that you close the seed. Now, what I mean by that is when I plant a garden, I plant my tomatoes, I plant my cucumbers. We love those and they're easy for me. I'm not like a big gardener. I do like fresh cucumbers and fresh tomatoes. And when I start to see them coming out of the ground and they're a little bit green, like my tomatoes, I do pull them. Now, a lot of people say, why do you do that? I like them to ripen in the house. When I leave them on the stem too long and they're red, then when I bring them in their house, they're mushy. They're not as good. So I get them when they're green, and then I bring them in, and then I nurture them. I let them sit on the counter in my little basket, and then they go to red, and they're so tasty. Well, it's the same with your customers and your distributors. You want to pick them when they're green. That means you get them in when they're green. They don't know what they're doing, and then you ripen them. You know, you get them plugged into these kind of trainings, or you plug them into your awesome uplines, or into the corporate Zooms or whatever. So get people when they're green. Does that make sense? They've just come out of the ground. You've planted them, you've nurtured them, you've followed up, you've kept them in the loop, and then you bring them in. And you don't bring them in unless you ask them. You've got to be confident to look right at people and say, listen to me. For 4 weeks, I've been talking to you about my business. I know you've been like, I don't know. And you've been no. You're not really a no. You just need my help. It's okay to tell people you just need my help. And when people are saying no, it's for the fact they don't know what they're saying yes or no to. That's the reality. People don't know what they're saying yes or no to. So it's your role as an independent business distributor with Livelite to help people realize that they want to say yes, and you get them when they're green. And then the 5th seed was the one I was just talking about. It's when you bring them in their green and you make them red. And how you make them red is you ripen them, you nurture them, you love on them, you recognize them, you keep them informed. So those are the 5 seeds that you want to plant this week. Okay, this is your week of harvesting. You want to follow those 5 steps, and you want to do a lot of them. Now, let me tell you about planting a lot of seeds. One of the biggest problems I think that distributors have in this industry is they plant like 5 seeds, and at the end of the week they say, I didn't get any customers, I didn't get any recruits. Are you kidding me? 5 is not enough. You got to plant 100. Okay? When I go out, I want cucumbers. I don't plant 1 seed and hope I'm going to get a cucumber. I get the whole packet and dump the whole thing in the ground. There's a lot of little seeds in that packet. And then they start to grow. It's the same with tomatoes. I don't just put 1 little tomato seed in my dirt and think, oh, I'm going to get this marvelous tomato plant. I put the whole row. I literally dig the whole row, and I get the packet of seeds and I dump the whole seeds in. Well, it's the same with this business. You need to plant a lot of seeds. You don't talk to 5 people and say, oh, I did horrible this week, I didn't get anyone. Well, of course, you didn't plant enough seeds. That's why I say for minimum results, you do the power of 3 times a day. For maximum results, you need to be doing the power of 3 like 3 times an hour. Okay? So you have the 5 points, right? This week is building a powerful harvest. You want to reap these rewards. And I looked at it 5 weeks from right now. You work these 5 points diligently. And in the next 5 weeks, before we go into the Christmas holiday here in USA or around the world or whatever you celebrate, you will have a garden of customers and distributors in your organization so you can kick off 2019 in a strong way. So these next 5 weeks are huge. You know, it's not the time of year that you shut down business and say, oh my gosh, we're going into the holidays. It's the time of year, just like everywhere else. Everywhere I go right now, all the stores are decorating for the holidays. They're promoting their biggest sales. I know the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday here. I'm just telling you, it's not the time of year you shut down. It's the time of year that you are out and about and you're busy. People are out and about. And another thing I want to tell you about November and December and growing this business, those were my biggest months of income. I personally, over the weekend, went down and pulled out my gray bins from back when I was a distributor. And my biggest checks were in November and December for the fact I worked the hardest during those times. I planted tons of seeds. I followed up every day. I was following up with seeds from the previous week. I worked hard in November and December. I did not shut down. This was the time of year I set my setup up for success for the next year. So you want to make these next 5 weeks power packed. You want to plant your seeds. You want to nurture and water them. You want to make consistent calls. You want to follow up with those people. You want to get them when they're green, and then you want to plug them in so they're red. And then that way you will close out 2018 in a huge way. Many of you set strong goals at the first of this year, and it is not too late to achieve them. Never settle for less than your very best. And these next 5 weeks, reap the harvest that you deserve. Help people change their lives in these next 5 weeks so that in 2019, people will have explosive opportunity in their own lives for financial freedom with Livelite. I firmly believe that the next 5 weeks are the best weeks in direct sales and network marketing. I know you hear me say it's the best time. I really mean it. These next 5 weeks, you plant those seeds, a lot of them, not just 3 or 4. You want 3 or 4 an hour. Be picking up the phone. Be a pest. I know that sounds crazy. Be a pest in your garden, okay? In a good way, in a way that people feel like you care about them. That's why you're following up. It's not what it's going to do for you. It's what it's going to do for them. And when they are telling you no, it's for the fact they really don't know what they're saying no to. So help them, educate them, get them on the opportunity calls. Tomorrow we have 2 calls. We have the one with Leader Alton. You guys, when you listen to his calls, I would sign up. When I listen to Alton, every single time I get on, I'm like, I want to be a seller again. Like, that's how good he is. So plug into Alton. There's a reason he has been in this industry for as long as he has. He's mastered great skills and people love him, and he's integral and he's hardworking. You couldn't find a better upline anywhere than at Livelite. I believe that. So take advantage of the opportunity calls tomorrow with Alton, with Joel and me, and make the next 24 hours awesome. And for the next 5 weeks, commit to yourself that you're going to dig a hole deep, that you're going to dig deep, that you're going to plant seeds, a lot of them, that you're going to follow up with them. You're going to bring them in when they're green, and you're going to help them become ripe and ready. All right, y'all? So thank you so much for plugging in with me today. I love having your faces on here and seeing them smile. I want to see you achieve your success, and I know you can do it. So the next 5 weeks, we are going to harvest, 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 and reap. Okay? So go get it. Thanks for all you do.